for animal cruelty and getting justice. We will make sure Ponce's death was not in vain. By now you have probably heard of the amendment to the Florida law we are trying to get passed called Ponce's Law. I'd like to thank Debbie Dorino for creating this and working so diligently on everything she has done to move this forward so fast. Ponce's legacy will live on forever with a gorgeous bronze statue in our hearts and hopefully with Ponce's Law getting passed. I can only hope and pray there is some kind of life after death and Ponce is looking down on us feeling all this love that he so deserved here on earth. Again, thank you to the donor of the statue and the town for providing us a beautiful place we can go to remember Ponce. We all really needed this closure, and he'll never be forgotten. And next I'd like to introduce Chief Frank Fabrizio from Ponce Inlet.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today for this very special occasion. Like everyone said, I want to also thank the anonymous donor who gave us for this beautiful statue you're all going to see here shortly. Like Michelle said, I'm Frank Fabrizio. I'm the Chief of Police here in the town of Ponce Inlet. Edmund Burke made a powerful statement when he said, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." Those are fitting words for this occasion. When a concerned citizen was alerted to a distressful noise, he had a choice. Even though it was after midnight, he could choose to do nothing, or he could follow the cries for help and try to intervene. Dennis Fogel refused to let evil triumph. And his actions set into motion a movement that none of us could have ever predicted. By now, we all know how 9-month-old Ponce's life ended. But Ponce's story has ignited and united our community like we've never seen before, and into discussions for the training of animal prevention, of animal cruelty, and most importantly, legislation for increased penalties. Our goal is to make sure that these violent, I would say animals, but that would be a disservice to animals, that these violent perpetrators spend meaningful time in prison. Because the reality is, right now, they are not getting any jail time whatsoever. They are committing these heinous acts and being released with a slap on the wrist, to say the most. And I could give you example after example after example, but I don't want to bore you with that. Presently, thanks to a lot of people, but especially Debbie, we have a petition with over 72,000 signatures, and it grows every day. We have a Facebook page with a following, Justice for Ponce. If you're not a member, please sign up, with over 12,000 followers. And if you do sign up, make sure you sign the petition and then share it with all your friends. You've heard people mention we have a bill sponsors, we have co-sponsors in the Florida legislature. We have the support of the Florida Chiefs of Police Association. Every city, which if you think that's a small task, it's not, to get every city in Volusia County to agree on something. Every city in Volusia County, along with many of the other places and organizations that Debbie mentioned. This movement cannot and will not be stopped until we get this legislation passed into law. The fact is, as we stand here, another innocent animal is being abused. Sadly, that's the facts. According to the ASPCA, the first step in creating positive change for these animals is to recognize the cruelty that threatens them. It might sound like just a phrase, and you've probably heard it over and over again, but see something, say something. It may not always end in such a positive movement, but it bears reporting the situation or the circumstances nonetheless. As the Chief of Police here, it's always rewarding to me when our community and not just the Ponce community, but all of Volusia County and basically all the state of Florida, comes together to achieve a goal that will benefit others. And in this case, the people that it's benefiting are man's best friend. And I think that's very fitting. So to all of you that have been actively participating in trying to enact this new legislation, know that your actions and your cause is a worthy one. Thank you again for attending tonight. God bless you. God bless Ponce. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Our next speaker will be Vice Mayor Mary Haas.
Our hearts ache when our pets die, and we find it difficult to accept the loss. These same feelings of loss can and do transcend to other animals. And so, with the death, thank you, okay, with the death of Puppy Ponce, our hearts went out, and we decided that what we would have to do is look at the total problem. The impact resulted in two significant things. The group Justice for Ponce was formed, and legislature was looked at to make sure that we would have our policies changed so that no animal would have to go through this again. Now, after months of emotion, we come together for this, our memorial, dedication, and closure. When we look for a definition of pets, we find Webster tells us that a pet is an animal that man keeps for compassion and pleasure. And I like to think of pets as treasures. Treasures that we are allowed to own for a while until their departure date comes due. For I believe that departures are not random, they are spiritually timed. We read in Ecclesiastes these words: for everything there is a season, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to love, a time to hate, a time to listen, a time to speak. And God approves these times, for God will judge the righteous and the wicked, and there is a time for every purpose. Thinking about this, we need to realize that the life, although short for Puppy Ponce, it was significant. And so when we think about that, we know pets, even though they depart, they are not gone, but they are living a different life. For there is a place where departed pets go to live. It's at the beginning of the Rainbow Bridge. And in this place, old pets become new, sick pets become well, and those that have been abused are made whole, so no one can tell. And if you look, you will see a black lab puppy playing happy and free. We spell his name, Ponce. And in this special place, our pets play on fields of emerald green. For life here is simple, it's serene, and our pets do what they want to do. And one thing's missing, that thing is you. And so this waiting place where Ponce waits to, as time goes quietly by, until one day our pets' eyes get bright, the tail wags with delight, and it runs as if in a race to plant its kisses on your face. And now together forever you'll be, not just two, now there's three, for Ponce will walk with you over the Rainbow Bridge. Thank you.
In the culmination of this occasion this evening is to unveil the statue. And the statue will be placed in the dog park, the Happy Trails Dog Park, just south of here on Peninsula. And the wording on the plaque on this statue is, in loving memory of Ponce, April 8th, 2017, and with great compassion for all animals who suffer abuse. So with that, I don't think there is a more fitting tribute to a puppy that's ever been done to my knowledge. And that will live in that dog park forever, we hope. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for joining the movement. And God bless you all.